house. They came on the 10th. Wait, 6th. They came on the 2nd. Oh, they gave me a 6 out of 10. Who was this Draco Dragon Slayer? It must be one of my neighbors. Let's see who lives here. Not them. Not them either. I don't know who that person is. I've never seen him before. One second. Okay. Well, this is my neighborhood. This is where I live. That's my house right there. And it's raining, of course. Welcome, viewer. Let's see if somebody wants to run us something with me. I think I picked the, like, not so popular ward because I never see anybody in here. Let me shout, see if I can find somebody. Oh, look, there's somebody. This must be their house. No? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I live on the beach. Oh, wow, no, it's not. What? Got a Speedo. Okay, let's find something to do. I already did expert. Let's see how much. I've got a lot of those. I need a lot of these. I guess I can do main scenario, but I am not allowed to skip cutscenes in main scenarios, so it's going to be a long run. Unless I get like something really easy. Well, I guess I can go as a tank so I can get the fast Q. Switch out. Welcome, user. It's gonna be a long run. We're gonna do main scenario trial or duty roulette. So you get to see some of the quests that I had to pass. Come on, pop. It says I have less than 5-minute wait time, but it also said it needed a tank, so adventure in need, and I'm on my tank. It should be insta pop.
Hey Blade, how's life?
Good, life is good. Oh, cool. I can, hold on one second. I can reply back over there too. I'm doing good, just gaming, trying to get into streaming and stuff and showing people this game so I can get some players to come play with me. You should come try it out.
Big Titty in Cincinnati.
Oh my god.
Very good. Come game with me.
I wonder why. I'm waiting for a queue to pop up so I can go into a dungeon, a story mode dungeon, and help some people get their clears. This is me. Just Lassalizer. I'm inside there. Yeah, it popped. Gotta put my visor back on now because I don't like people seeing my face. I like looking scary. Okay. This one's a long one. Actually, I think the next one is a long one. So
Still play Star Trek?
I do still play Star Trek. I was just on there a little while ago. Oh god, I'm the tank. Okay, who wants to be main tank? Yeah, they took out the skip for main scenario, so we're not allowed to skip the movies for this, so main scenario takes a long time. Oh, they're leaving me. Oh, damn.
I do still play Star Trek. I get on every week.
See if you can see some of these graphics. Whoa. So the point of this mission is we got to take down these towers that are supplying that force field so we can break in and then kill the people on the inside of it, basically. The bad people. My friends have been trying to get me to play, I think it's a game called Dark Souls or something like that. I've never played it. But they said, like, apparently you die a lot.
It's tough, I played it.
Yeah, they want me to buy. I think they must have released like a HD version of it or something, because I'm not. I don't know why everybody's going crazy about it lately, but a couple of my friends are playing it again. My friend was like, "Get on Dark Souls, come play with us and stuff." And I was like, "I'll probably kill you, or I'll probably die." And then they were like, "Well, we'll probably kill you before you could die by monsters or something like that." And I was like, well, "That's messed up." And I was like, "Well, if y'all bought a game for me, I'll play it. If y'all just gonna be killing me anyway." I also really want to try the Horizon Zero Dawn game. I like anything that has really good graphics, to be honest. So we're gonna jump down this garbage chute. Whee!
Vampire comes out tonight at 10.
What's that? Is it an expansion to a game, or Vampire sounds something like Warframe, maybe? Look at that. The other tank's a small Lalafell. He's a baby. Let me wave.
Again, you're a vampire.
Ugh. I don't know who these people are. We get put in a party at random. Ah. I feel like I've heard about something about like a vampire game, but I think I might be thinking of something else. I feel like there was a game out where like you could gain powers through blood or something like that, or maybe it wasn't released, but I feel like maybe it was an old game. Oh, I thought that was one of my people that died. There's this guy that says...
The instances in this game are long. I quit playing a while ago.
Actually, they are really long, but I wish they were longer because... Where the hell did this guy go? In the beginning they seem long because people don't really know what they're doing, but then at the end, I guess, I don't know, they just get so short and it makes me sad. Or maybe we're just really good. I feel like in the beginning people don't know what's going on and so they take forever, but he's cheering us on. Yeah, I feel like they take forever in the beginning. But this instance in particular takes... We used to be able to power rush it, but people got mad, I guess, because it's the main story quests. And it's the first expansion's main story quest. So this is technically the end of the first release of the game, I guess, if that makes sense. But when I first got to this point, people would just run ahead and skip all the monsters and kill them super fast. And, like, a noob like me would get stuck watching these trailers, and then by the time because I wanted to know what was happening, by the time I was done watching it, the instance would be over, and sometimes they would skip some of the fights, and I didn't know what was going on. And so they made it so you can't skip the cutscenes in these few dungeons that are at the end when you first hit level 50, because they want everybody to enjoy it instead of feel like they're rushed to try to get through it, not know what happens, blah 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 blah. So this instance is like the longest instance. This one's Castro Meridian, and then the other one is I forget what the second one's called. There's also like another boss where we fight a guy on up here. I used to run these because I was like, oh yeah, it's really fast and I get some dailies done real quick. But now they bumped it up so you can get a crap ton of experience for it, which makes you want to come back to do this dungeon. I'm not level character, but I didn't. I was like, I just want to do it so I can stream and let people see what it's like. I can't skip shit.
Are you playing on your PS4?
Yeah, I'm playing on my PS4. This is the PS4 version. They have a PC version and a PS4 version. I used to play on my PC version, and then I got a PS4 for Christmas, like a PS4 Pro, I think 2 Christmases ago. And I was like, well, my graphics card on my PC kind of stopped working-ish, so I could still play the game. It's just the graphics were like bare minimum, and I was just barely getting through it. And so I decided, I was like, you know what, I'll just buy the game on PS4, and it's on sale. Like the old versions of the game, the first expansion, like you have to buy all the expansions either way, but like every time an expansion comes out, it's like $50, and so, or like less probably, but it's like I think 40 something dollars. But the old expansions, like you would have to, if you wanted to play it, you would have to get the first expansion anyway, because you can't progress into the second parts unless you beat the first ones. But they lower the price significantly. Like I bought mine at Walmart for like $7. They released so much though. The game has, I don't know, I feel like in the beginning it was very PG, and then like every expansion it just kept getting darker and darker and darker. Like they really don't give a shit, like not like a shit in a good way or a bad way, but like the language gets more adult. And like I was like, oh damn. Like when this one first came out and all the stuff that happened at the beginning of the this recent expansion that came out, like I want to say Stormblood has been out for about a year now. I was like, damn, like oh my god, they weren't holding back any of the like details about this war, because we entered into a war, so like they went hardcore. But I feel like the beginning, like this is the ending of this fight right here is one of the ending fights of the first expansion. So I feel like it's PG, but then when you like play the rest of the game, you're like, it gets hard. But fun and hard at the same time. But I like how like they give you enough content to hold you for a while. You know how like in Star Trek, it takes, like you get one episode every couple months, and then you play the episode, and then you're just like sitting for a couple months until they release another episode. How did they do that balloon? This one, they release content that lasts you for like 3 months, and you're still trying to catch up or whatever. And then right by the time you get caught up a little bit, they release more shit. So you're always working. You never get like, I guess, oh yeah. There's the confetti. You're never like waiting. There's always something to do. But you should come check it back out.
What at level cap? You should come back, I'll help you level up and get items. Emo Crafter also, and we have a huge guild house so we can help you get things.
The level cap is 70 at the moment. It's the first expansion is 50, And then the second expansion is 60, and then the third expansion is 70. But like in each expansion, it doesn't like you can't just level up super fast. There's no way. I mean, there kind of is a way to level up really fast, but you still have to go through the story to progress anyway. So like you can level up, I guess, pretty fast. If you just do the story, that will level you up. Just follow the story, it'll take you to where you need to be. But if you out-level yourself, or like if you do the cheat way, or like it's not really a cheat way, but
Who is
they
one
help.
and only? Is the view.
Yeah, I'm the one and the only. That's my YouTube thing. I was talking through my phone and on here, because I'm not sure how far behind you are on the stream. Because I feel like I might be getting your text, but then when I talk back, it might be like a minute later or something. So I was just making sure. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, the level cap is 70. You get 1 through 50 in the first expansion. 51 through 60 in the second expansion, and 61 through 70 in the third expansion. And it's a hell of a story. Like, just getting to 50 is fine, but like how do I explain this? The first expansion
I quit
was
after the first expansion.
Yeah, the first expansion was like 2 expansions, I want to say. Because they released all the classes, and then, well, not all the classes, they released some of them, and then they released Ninja, like technically, which was like a second expansion leading into the real second expansion. But each expansion gives you new classes. So like in the second expansion, you got Astrologian, which is a new healer, which is based off the stars. And White Mage was just strong heals and regain, and Scholar was shields and like weaker heals, but they would shield you so you didn't get hit as hard. And Astrologian can do both. They can pick their sect. So it's like sometimes you might get stuck with 2 White Mages in a party, or you might get stuck with 2 Scholars. And then when they released Astrologian, it was like, oh, if somebody was a White Mage, the Astro could just switch to Scholar mode, and they could be the opposite. So you don't, because 2 White Mages skills don't stack, and 2 Scholar skills don't stack. So that was like one of the things that sucked when you would go into like a random dungeon and you would have 2 of the same healers or something like that. Astrologian is, I think, my favorite healer. I started off as a Scholar. My first healer was a Scholar, and I switched to Astro. Dark Knight, which is what I'm playing right now, got released in the second expansion. They used these big swords. This is the relic weapon. It's the new endgame relic weapon that they just released, so I just got that. I got it on all my tunes forever. And then Mechanist, which there is not one in here right now.
Isn't the Rhea Dancer class?
They're actually thinking about trying to release a Dancer class. We were really hoping that they were going to get one in Stormblood, because the trailer, she looks like a Dancer in it. But they released, in Stormblood, they released Red Mage and... oh my god, what was the other class? Red Mage, and I don't know why the other class is like skipping my head. What? I know, I feel stupid. I don't know why I can't remember what came with Red Mage. This just happened. It was a DPS. Oh, Samurai. Samurai came with Red Mage. But we feel like they're gonna release... he always gives hints. They always give hints. Like 2 years ago when Gunner came out, he was wearing like a shirt, and then when Red Mage came out, he wore a Scarlet Witch shirt. So people were like, "Oh, it's gonna be Red Mage" or something like that. And then, sorry, they want me to do this part real quick. Jump, 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 jump. Can you not jump no more?
Does Red Mage do time manipulation?
Red Mage actually has swift cast. Like, every other move that you cast on Red Mage is insta. So, like, every time you cast a move, you automatically get to do a free move. They added to Black Mage a spell that increases their channeling and a teleport skill. So, like, if, like, because Black Mage is in the first thing, in the second expansion, they kind of got left behind because when they added it, it was like dungeons you had to move and dodge all the damn time, and Red Mages can't really move because if they don't move, Black Mages couldn't move because if they moved, they would stop casting. So they added a way for them to teleport away out of an AoE and then teleport back into their like channeling circle on the ground. It's really cool. And they really buffed up every class. But Red Mage is a mix between a Black Mage and a healer, so they can heal really strong, and they can do DPS. That's what I main right now. I love Red Mage. It's pretty sweet. I'll show you it after I get out of here. They use a sword, it's called like a rapier or something like that. It's like a dueling sword. And they can use Holy and they can use Flare, just like Black Mages and White Mages. So it's like a mix of two classes. Everybody's really hoping that they add what's it called? Blue Mage in the next expansion or like the next update, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Dancer and it's going to be a healer because they added two they think Dancer's going to be a healer or some kind of like second, how do I explain it? Like a support class that does some kind of crazy thing, and it was going to use whips or something like that. Like, because inside of in the trailer for Stormblood, she looks like a dancer. Like, if you go watch the trailer for Stormblood, she fights with her dress. And so everybody was like, oh, they're going to release Dancer. And then they didn't. They released Samurai and Red Mage. And so we were all like, damn it. But we still have hope for it. We think it's going to come. Red Mage, yeah, they don't have the time manipulation. They just have swift cast, basically. Permanent.
You going to get the remake of FF7?
Yes, I'm going to get the remake of FF7. Definitely. That was the first game that I played for Final Fantasy. And then I went all the way up the line, and then I went back through them all. I gotta wait for it to come out, though. They've been, like, talking about it for years. Ah! Damn. I wish they would just release it already, though. Once I get out of this dungeon, I'll show you, Red Mage. Or Samurai. I think I have Red Mage, Scholar, Black Mage, Dark Knight, Astro, Ninja, Bard, and Summoner. 2 healers, 1 tank. The cool thing about the reason they added that
I started gaming back when the first Final Fantasy came out.
oh nice. I wanted to I feel like I always knew the Final Fantasy games. I feel like my brother played the first ones or something like that, and then I just got into them. I remember I was visiting like a family of a friend or a family or something like that, a cousin, and they had just got the PlayStation, and they had Final Fantasy VII on it, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. They had just got it. It was like the day it was released or something like that, and they were playing it, and I was like, you know, I didn't know much about it. And then I want to say I got Final Fantasy VII like a year after that or something. Like I remember when I first got my PlayStation, I was like, I don't know what games to get on this. So, but then I was like, oh yeah, I remember that one game, and I looked it up. And then I went and played Final Fantasy VII. It took forever. I can never beat Sephiroth at the end. Like, I can never kill him. I guess, like... Yeah, because I never got Knights of the Round. I could not figure out how to get Knights of the Round. And everybody said if you had Knights of the Round, it would have been easy. But I wasn't lucky. I couldn't get the stupid Chocobo to take me there. Hit her with the cannon. Yeah. So when you played Final Fantasy XIV, did you get through all this stuff?
Nice.
I wish we could skip this.
Can you dye their armor?
In this game? You can dye almost anything in here. I'm not entirely sure if I can dye this set of armor that I'm wearing right now because it's relic, but I'm pretty sure I can. I just didn't. Because I went through hell upgrading my tank. Yeah, I can dye my tank armor. They released a whole bunch of new colors since 1.0 actually, also. Really, Every time I see her, I think of Livia from Xena. This is kicking up by my head. Die, witch. Murdered him. I always thought she was gonna, they were gonna introduce like the Gunblade because how she has the gun.
What class is the primary tanker?
Primary? There really isn't a primary tank. I think the best tank when it comes to DPSing, or sorry, everybody's like, it's well-rounded. The Paladin has the best defense. The Warrior has the best DPS. And then the Dark Knight is like, I guess, semi a mix of both of them, but it has shields for defense. And it uses magic. The other two tanks use TP, so you kind of have to, oh, I can skip this? I can skip this! Um, you have to build up your TP, and so the Dark Knight doesn't require TP, and it uses all magic skills. So you can get buffed from, like a red mage uses magic skills and has a skill that buffs the other people to increase magic attacks and physical damage attacks. And so basically, the red mage basically would help a dark knight more than it would any of the other classes, other tanks. But there's 3 tanks, and there's 3 healers, and there's a shit ton of DPSs. I never leveled up the other ones because once you hit 50, you can start Dark Knight at level 30. And then once you hit 70, you can start Red Mage and Samurai at level 50. So you don't have to level them all the way back up. And so I was like, well, if I'm going to make a tank, I'll do Dark Knight because I don't want to start at 1 again. But yeah, I can dye my stuff. You can also cast Glamours. It's a full set. Let's see if I can zoom in. White, or that's off-white. It's gray.
Do you decide who does what if there's more than one tank?
Yeah, like in that run, I was the off tank, so I was doing DPS. I didn't have my damage, increased immunity, aggro buff on. I just put my damage buff on, and he had the aggro buff on. And so I was doing just... Ooh, that's a nice red. I should dye the whole outfit that color. It's a pure red. These are the yellows. These are the greens. I don't really ever see many people use the green ones, but they do pop out when I do see them. I do see a lot of blue characters, or people use a lot of blue. Sometimes I see purple, but people don't really use these dyes anymore. Like, some people do, but a lot of people go for the rare ones, like the pure white dye, which is this one, pure black dye. This is pastel pink. Dark brown, or that's dark red, dark brown, pastel green, dark green, pastel blue, dark blue, pastel purple, dark purple, metallic silver, which is like a shiny silver. Makes it look like metal. I can't control my weapon right now. Got metallic gold. Metallic red. Orange. I did this one once on one of my tunes when it was Halloween. I did the metallic orange. Yellow. I've seen people use the yellow one and they put the chocobo costume on, and that's pretty cool. Metallic green. You can also dye just one piece. I'm showing you the whole set. Like if I just did the top, it would be like that. Sky blue metallic. Regular blue metallic, and purple metallic. Oops. This is my Dark Knight. This is the new Red Mage class. I made fashion, so They use that sword. Show you the emote for that. Oh, they changed it from /victory to V-pose. Okay. V-pose. Dun 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 dun. Actually, the Dark Knight's V-pose is the one that's like Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. It looks just like it.
It would take years to catch up to you. So much content.
No, it's like, I would say probably about like, to get the eye level and the quests done, probably about 3 or 4 weeks, maybe. It depends on if you were just going to be at the playable, end game playable level. The hardest thing that's going to take you is the story, but they allow you to buy the story now. So realistically, if you wanted to cheat, you could just pass all the story all the way up to Stormblood, and then you would just start in Stormblood, and you can buy your characters at level 50 or 62. Also, they added that for people who were like left and then came back and wanted to start over, but they didn't want to play throughout the whole entire thing again. You can, I think for the story, it's like $15 to get the story all the way up to Stormblood, the recent expansion, and then for a character, I think it's $20 or something like that. I can't remember. Let me look it up. But yeah, you can skip everything. You can skip the whole story. Not all of the story, just the story to the newest expansion. And once you get to level 50, you get a set of gear, which gives you gets you closest to the ending. Like your 50 set of gear should get you to level 60, and your 60 set of gear should get you to level 70. And then once you're 70, you just have to do the dungeons and get like what you want. You get a weekly cap of tomes, which is, let me see if I can show you them. Oops, sorry. You get a weekly cap of tomes. These ones, the yellow ones, they're ones that are the weekly one, but these ones would put you at 350, and then the highest, these ones will put you at 360. And so these ones are unlimited a week. You can get up to 2,000 that you can hold, but you can get as much as you want as long as you do the dungeons. And so that would put you at 350 once you upgraded them. And then these ones will put you at 360, and then when you upgrade those ones, they put you at 370. So realistically, like, you could get to the end pretty fast. Like, see, I've never really used my poetic ones. I just turned them in for money. And I just use these ones on my alts. And I save these ones for my main. But they released the Forbidden Lens of Eureka, which that's how I got my Dark Knight's gear up, because you can get the gear from there, which was 350, without farming these. So I just went in there and I bought these for 350, and then they just released a new 24-man raid, which automatically gives you, I want to say, 350. So I was like, damn, because I kind of got mad. I was like, I just farmed all these to 350, and then they released the new raid, which gives me 350, and I was like, it took me forever to farm these, and now I can just go into the raid and get 350, and I was like, I should have just waited. Because as soon as I got all the pieces, the raid came out, and I was like, really? It took me forever to get these damn pieces of armor and these relic gear, and then the next week, as soon as I get them on my characters, they release the new dungeon, and it's the same level, and I was like, So you basically wouldn't have to go through the hell that I had to go through to get that, and you could just run the dungeon and get the key. One second, I'm gonna get my chair real quick because I've been laying down and my neck is about to break. Where did I can show you the new dungeons if you want. We have, let's see, the newest dungeon we have. Well, these are all of the Stormblood dungeons, and so they'll help you level all the way up to 70. And these are story dungeons. And this one just got released a week ago, a week and a half, a week ago. This one got released these two got released like 3 months ago. These three. Well, these ones were like 3 months ago. These ones were like another 3 months ago to help you get the gear up. And then these were the end of all of Stormblood to get you to 70. And then we got new trials. They just released this one a week ago. That one was like 3 months ago. That one was at the end of Stormblood. It was really hard, but it was pretty cool. I don't like her because she's boring. This Emanations one. And this one was pretty cool. The Pool of Tribulation. And then this was the first 24-man raid. Kind of like Crystal Tower. And then this is the second one that just got released. They also added Omega. Do you remember how they had Bahamut? And want to point out what in Heaven's Ward, which was the second expansion, you got to fight inside of Alexander, and then in the new expansion, the raid, instead of Bahamut, it's Omega. So you got to fight Omega because he wants you to prove apparently Omega was built by the ancient Allagans to be the ultimate weapon, and so it became self-aware, and we needed it to kill one of the trial guys. We needed it to kill this guy. But then he was like, well, if he was supposed to be the ultimate being and I killed him, now I got to find a new person to kill. And so Omega has now been creating monsters from every other Final Fantasy game, and we have to battle them to prove our worth. So we're basically battling like the main villains from other Final Fantasy, like Sigmascape. When they released that, it's Kefka, and people went crazy because they were like, "Oh my god, we have to fight Kefka." And then this one was X-Death, Halicarnus. This one was the Void, the big eyeball thing, and this was a dragon. I don't remember. This was Doom Train. This was a picture. I can't remember what Final Fantasy it was from. I remember it, but I can't remember it at the moment. Sharda Nook or something like that. It's from the same Final Fantasy as Kefka. He lived in the picture and he took the soul of a girl. And then this is the Guardian, and then Kefka. And we're waiting for... They got Savage modes right now, so we're waiting for the next 4 to come out, which I think is going to be Heroes. And I think that they're going to release Heroes, like we're going to have to fight the Warrior of Light or something like that in the next one. That's what I believe, because the first 3 were just strong monsters. The second 3 were strong villains that we had to fight. The next 4 were strong villains that we had to fight in the other games. And then we have the little Chocobo came to help us. His name is... I feel like if I showed you him, you'd be like, oh yeah, I remember him from another game. Where is he? Oh, there he is. This Chocobo? Oh, Bart's Chocobo? Yeah. I think Bart's is going to be in the next one. Because we have the Chocobo helps us fight inside of the new dungeons. And so they're like, well, how did he get here? Who's he with? And he can kind of talk, but we can't really understand him. We just know that he wants to help us. And so I feel like he's gonna reunite, and we're gonna have to kill Bartz. And then, because Omega can create anything that is real and anything that was written in a book, he can remake it out of the ether. And then, of course, we'll have to kill Omega, because we're proving ourselves to be the strongest right now. 1 sec. I am back. I went to go get a chair so that I can sit up. So do you want me to run a 24-man and see if you like that? I got my friend to come over because he was playing another MMO. He was playing Perfect World International, and I got him to play, and he's pretty. Am I the only one online? Oh no. Is he online? No, he's not online right now. He's level 72. And go to my training. Show you some of the red mage skills. Okay, so this is red mage. So they use the Jolt, Ver Thunder, Ver Fire, Ver Arrow, Ver Stone, some cool looking freaking skills, Ver Holy, Ver Flare, some melee attacks, and an acceleration so they can speed up stuff. I'll show you some of those attacks. So I'll start with Jolt. This is Impact. So every time I cast a skill, so like the first one I cast, but any of the next skills that I hit is instant, so I don't have to cast that one because they get perma dual cast real quick, so they can dual cast. This is Ver Thunder. Shoots a lightning bolt. And then this is Ver Arrow. Hit pretty strong. And so with Red Mage, you just have to keep these close together so that you can stack them up. Shoots a whole bunch of swords. Shoots a whole bunch more swords. Here's Ver Stone. Let's see if I can get you to see Ver Fire. Ver Fire. See, they attack pretty fast for a caster. Whereas, like, a black mage would be casting forever. So I like to set it all up like this. 100, 100. Teleport in. Slash it up. Slash. Slash. Jump back. Cast a Ver Fire and a Ver Thunder real quick. it up. Hold on, I messed up my combo. I hit the wrong skill. So I just need a bird thunder. Give me a bird fire. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I run in, slice it up. This is Ver Holy. Give me double mana. Run back in, slice it up. Jump out, and then shoot a Ver Flare. And that's my combo. I also can use Embolden, which will increase my attacks. Skills. Tether drops a star from the sky to bind them. For AoE. Scatter is an AoE. Looks like a whole bunch of crystals exploding out. Lucid Dreams. Oh, I can also res and heal myself. Kind of got the gist of all the skills. And there's more. Then I run away. So I can switch classes. See, we just got new people to join the other day that were low level. See, we got like a level 53. They just returned back from the game. You can come join and play with us. We'll help you level up.
Come play with us, trans, haha. Key.